Hey everyone, it's Timah. Hey everyone, so today is going to be one of my lazy type of videos where I will not be in the video. But what we're going to be making today is going to be an apple smoked sausage video. So what you're going to need are your mushrooms. So what I have here are some trumpet mushrooms. It's 2 trumpet mushrooms, nicely chopped. So you want to get these really nicely chopped up. And then I have some shallots here that are real finely chopped. And then this is a quarter of some green apple that's going to be chopped. And so what we're going to do, we're going to take all of this over to our frying pan and we're going to fry it up. And what we want it to do is get a nice little caramelization on it. And here we go. So we're going to get these all stir-fried in here really good. And of course the apples are going to get nice and soft, and that's what we want. And your mushrooms, they're going to get a nice little brown caramelization just like the onions will. So we're going to leave it in, and we're going to check it periodically so that we don't burn anything. And so while this is on the eye, and that smells so good, and while this is on the eye, we're going to go over and get some of our other portions together. Okay, so I have some bread frozen. And this is my garbanzo spelt bread that I had frozen, and it's still frozen. So you're just going to need like one of these, and you're going to grate it down. And I've already grated one of them down. Move my grater. I've already grated one down. And so now we're going to get all of our other ingredients and start putting it in here. Now, if you have my cookbook, then all you need is my special season. Just put a tablespoon of that inside of your mix. But if you don't, here's a good substitute. You're going to use an 1/8 teaspoon, a 1/4 teaspoon of fine grained salt, 1/2 teaspoon of onion, 1/2 teaspoon, 1/8 teaspoon of ginger powder. And again, if you have my cookbook, you're going to use the curd. So you're going to use 1 tablespoon of your curd, a tablespoon of your aquafaba, which is just some chickpea water. So you're going to put that in, bind everything. And your curd is going to actually help with the taste and to help bind everything. Tablespoon of agave. Now this next ingredient, you can leave it out if trying to stick completely to Dr. Sebi's food guide list and you're afraid that this may set you back. This is liquid smoke. So this is going to be 1/4 teaspoon of liquid smoke. Yes, I already know that it is not on Dr. Sebi's food list. So this is going to be 1/4 teaspoon of liquid smoke. This is going to be hickory. It will be the same thing as if you were barbecuing. Now this is going to be a tablespoon of some spelt flour. Mix this around really good. If you want to do it with your fingers, definitely do it with your fingers. I just don't feel like it today. Like I said, this is my lazy video. We're going to mix this in really good, and then we're going to go back over to the oven for our mushrooms, onions, and apple. And here's our mushroom, onions, and apple. Nice. See how nice that is? Really, really nice. So now my oven is my eye is turned off. And so now I'm gonna put this inside of the bowl with all of my other ingredients. Alright, so now we have that in, and this we're gonna get mixed around in here really good too. If you need to use a fork, then use a fork to mix this all in really good. Now, this is not broken down completely to the way that I actually want this. So, but it's all mixed in nicely. So what we're going to do is put inside of a blender or a processor, and when we don't want it to be mushy, just want it broken down a little bit more, okay? Just a little finer. So we're just going to give it a few pulses. Because we don't want this mushy. And a few pulses later, I had my little mush patties. Now, so I tasted it, and it wasn't as tangy as I wanted it to be, as it usually is. So I added in another 1/8 of a teaspoon of my cayenne, and also put in another tablespoon of my agave. So I'm just going to mix this all around in here. Okay, so now it's just where I want it. And I have my now of course what you want to do is just take off little pieces and then just taste it and see if it's spicy enough for you, tangy enough for you, and then just adjust the seasonings accordingly. So I'm just going to make some little links out of these, or you can even make these into meatballs. You just have to cook it inside of your sauce when you're making your spaghetti. That's all. But I'm going to make these into some little links, so we're going to throw them on the eye. Now, there's my little link. It almost looks like it's cooked, right? But it's not. And you can roll this out with your hand. Just put enough inside of your palm, and then you just roll it out in your hand. And I just laid it down here. I did not take it and do like this. Although if you want to, you can. But it's gonna be tacky enough to where you can actually roll this between your palms. All right, so I have my eye on, and we're gonna take this baby and put it right over inside of our frying pan. And in case you're wondering how much I have left, I have enough left to actually make maybe about 6 more links, or you can make them into patties. But over to the oven we go. And here we go, right onto the oven. So we're gonna let this cook down, and then we're gonna come back after it's all done. And this does not have to cook very long, everybody. Listen to that sizzle. And the smell as you're cooking it. I'm just gonna roll it over, because again, you don't want it to burn. You cook it as if you were cooking actual links that you made. There's something kind of crazy that I'll do with my links, because it only takes maybe 2 minutes to cook. So my pan is hot, and so I just lift it up and just let it roll back and forward so it can cook evenly. See, so look. There we go. It's time to take it off the oven. Now, here are the rest of the sausages all wrapped up. So they're really individually wrapped inside of here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left over. So I actually made 8 out of that little amount that we put together. Almost forgot. Take these, and now you just freeze them. So now it's the taste test time. Actually, I think I might have needed a little bit more salt inside of mine. Yeah. So next time I'm going to put a little bit more salt inside of mine. And I still want more of a fiery taste. So I think next time I'm going to put a little bit of my chipotle in it, because the chipotle will actually kick up the taste of the red pepper. And I'm about to tear the rest of this up. Thanks, guys.